Let's go, guys. 3 good days of practice. What are you doing in here, Andrew? You like to do both? Double dipping? Trying to get some good questions. Just 3 good days of practice. Excited about another opportunity to go out. That's all I got. It's an easy week.
You're always excited. You always have good days of practice. Have you ever had consecutive bad days of practice?
We had a good day overall. I could say there was one little thing that the guys weren't really happy about today, but we won't discuss that. It's always good days. I mean, you got 105 kids out there. There's always little situations that you don't like.
Talking on field?
Yeah, of course.
Your run game, what you did on Saturday at Duke, as you went back and looked at all the runs and what you were able to do, did you come out of it feeling like they're sustainable things you guys can do consistently, maybe not break 79 and 92-yard runs every week, but sustainable for the final 4 games?
You hope it is. I mean, I think our kids think it is, but I'd say this: every defense is built structurally a little bit different, and Bronco and the Cavs are a little bit different than what the Duke was. Duke's different than Syracuse. Syracuse is different than North Carolina State. So everybody's got a little bit different personality, number one, structure, and then people. So it all comes down to players, and it's going to be a sloppy game, it looks like, on Saturday. So bring your rain gear and get ready to play some Pittsburgh football.
You mentioned their physical football team. Have you had to upgrade or turn up the physicality during practice to kind of simulate that going into this game?
Not really, Andrew, because we're a physical football team too. So I think we pride ourselves on being a tough physical team. So I think we're that already, and I think that's what Bronco coaches as well. So I think it's we'll find out who's got more Saturday.
You've been saying since after the game Saturday that Darren Hall is just so low maintenance, just shuts up, works. I mean, how often do guys come to you and say, Coach, why am I not getting more carries? Why am I not getting more snaps or more targets or whatever?
Not many times do they come in because they see it, but you always can look at some guys' attitudes change. I mean, you kind of, as a coach and as a father, you get when your kids are down and they didn't get to go out and play, what do? Kind of sit in the corner a little bit, like give you one of those. So I mean, there's little things. I mean, sometimes it's not very noticeable. But you kind of, who's got kids in here? AJ, you know what it's. When they don't get what they want, you always see some little bit, and that's why we talk about attitude all the time. And and again, it goes with youth. Some young guys don't know how to take it. Older guys like Max Brown, for example. When he got pulled earlier in the year, he can take it well because he's a man and he's older. Where a younger guy might not be able to get it the first time and figure out that, hey, be happy for my other guy that's rushed for 250 and let it go. So I think that's part of maturity too.
So that's the kind of little stuff that you've never even seen from Darren that makes him.
He's never been a guy that's ever. I don't think he knows what my office looks like. He just doesn't, just like this. Great kid.
How big of a challenge this week for Jimmy Morrissey, given he has Eli Handback lined up across from him? He's their leading tackler in defensive line. Micah Kaiser goes a lot pre-snap, so it's kind of on Jimmy to communicate that to the offensive line.
He's going to be big. I mean, that's a matchup to watch in there. I mean, he's head up. He'll get some help out of his guards at times, but Jimmy's got to hold up there at the center spot, and it'll be a challenge for him. He's a good football player, and that's we talk about running the game. We can't have a nose tackle disrupt our run game. And I think that's all part of the structure of what they do, and Jimmy can handle them too.
If Jimmy does his job, I guess there will be less chance for Kaiser to kind of come downhill and smack people then.
No, there's a lot of guys he can. Everybody's got to be together. They can't have one guy going this way, the other guy going that way. They got to be together in that offense or that defense.
Do you feel that playing Rice has helped in preparation, having seen this or had a week preparing? I guess we had it last year.
Yeah, it helps. I mean, it helps, and we've seen other 3-4 teams that'll sprinkle it in and get pieces of it, but not purely the 3-4 the whole time. So it helps, and we've done stuff during the preseason where they'd work on a 3-4 as well. So we've done that just like we work on option. They'd be working on a 3-4. So it's not like it's going to be foreign to them. I mean, we run a little bit of it on third down, and our guys have run against that as well.
How do they look better than the group that you saw last year? How the Cavs?
How do they look better?
Yeah.
I'll tell you after the game, but they're doing more stuff. I think offensively and defense. I think their package is bigger. So I think anytime your package is bigger, maybe it makes you better because there's more things you have to defend. On one side of the ball, and more stuff you have to block and prepare for on the other side. So they just they're more mature, and I think they're playing faster.
Alex Bookser said he was kind of frustrated yesterday because it's like every year they're just talking about Kaiser. He's going to ask about Kaiser. What is it that he really does so well in order, to get to the quarterback his 5
I don't know,
sacks?
did you ask Alex? I'm not frustrated. Did you
Well,
ask
he
him?
just it feels like you guys he has to talk about it every year because he's an impact player.
Yeah.
What do you see out of him that allows him to be such an impact in?
I mean, he's an
pass rush?
all-conference middle linebacker, and he does the details. He's a 240-pound guy. They was talking yesterday. I mean, their mic is 240, and ours is 215. There's a little different guy there. So he's a big physical guy that can take over a gap by himself and knock some people back. Not from the D line, but from that second level.
I've always been curious in the amount of time that coaches spend preparing for games during the week. If you find you and your coaches, maybe because you have a less experienced team and you have a very difficult schedule, have you put in more hours this season?
I'd say no. I don't care what the schedule's like. If anybody's putting in more hours because we're younger, then we're probably not prepared. I think we stay consistent with what we do. We work long hours to begin with, so I don't care if you're playing Clemson or you're playing Akron. I mean, we're not taking anything for granted. We work hard every week, and in every season. It doesn't. We don't look at it like that. We don't. Hey, we only got Virginia this week. Let's get out of here early today. It doesn't. We got Clemson next week. Hey, how about we work a little bit longer? It's consistent with what we do, what we game plan every night. Whether it's a third down, money down, game planning or normal downs, it's consistent with what we do, and it doesn't change.
I was thinking more because you have a lot of young guys.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't change. I mean, the thing when you talk young guys, you maybe try to do less. So even there's less game planning, but you're still putting in the effort, watching the tape with them, and trying to get them to be what you want them to be. Does that make sense?
What time do you normally get out of here at night?
It doesn't matter, Jerry. Come on now. But it depends on what night. Every night's a little bit different. I'll be out of here a little earlier tonight, and Sunday night I don't get out of here. So it doesn't matter.
You don't get out of here?
No.
Sleep here?
Try to.
Pat,
We told you it doesn't matter.
speaking of,
I ain't gonna win a game.
Matters to me.
speaking
So I'll go
of
show you my pillow. You can lay on my pillow.
speaking of workload, have you noticed that the early signing day this year has that changed anything for your staff? The way you approached, I guess, recruiting in the season?
We'll head out on the road for a couple days of recruiting next week, and we'll give our guys a little bit of a break as far as practice goes. Try to get them fresh, try to get them healthier. But I can't say there's anything different except they're going to sign earlier. I think the kids are excited about it. In a way it's good, in a way it's like there's still going to be the second. I don't know what's going to happen. We won't know till after that signing day who signed, how many signed, what we have left, and what are we going to go push for. It's this. I'll let you know afterwards, I guess. But there's really not much going into it. We're just recruiting the same way we have, knowing that on the 20th it's a different deal. I don't know if we're going to have a recruiting event at Hines. Are we going to have two? Maybe anybody want to have two recruiting events at Hines? Me either.
One's plenty.
One's plenty. Me too. Maybe zero's plenty.
No,
But you need to have one.
at least that, yeah.
Have you had those conversations though with some of the guys in your class about we expect you to sign in
Yeah,
December?
yeah. But they know when they're signing, and the expectations are that if someone's in, the great thing about it is you'll know on the 20th. If the guy's starting to go, oh, I don't know, I think I want to do the next one. Well, guess what? I'm shopping for a new player. Which I'll know. That's fine. You don't want to, then I know we're going to get another guy.
There's a 3-day period though, right?
It's a month period before. I mean, that's the crazy thing about it. It's just the national signing date usually the first Wednesday in February, and really I believe, and, check me compliance wise, but I don't believe until March 30th. I mean, so it used to be a month process from the first Wednesday all the way to March 30th. Okay, so I mean the guy could sign all the way up to that point. We had Malik McDowell, who's I think with the Chargers now. He signed. We got up on the morning of April 1st, and at 11:58 he sent in his fax signing with us on the night. It was April Fool's. We didn't even check the fax machine. We thought we don't know when this guy's going to do it. We'd have to, and so his original papers came in on the 30th of March, and someone said, "Hey, Malik's papers in the fax machine." It was right next to our defense staff room, and I was like, "What? It's April Fool's," thinking it's April Fool's joke. So I mean, so it's been a month period. So our guys are signing on that date. I mean, it's just like you've seen in the past. A guy signs a week later. It's all in the same period of time. So I don't understand why we're going to, sign a kid, 2 days before Christmas. It just makes no sense. Our guys are going to sign on the 20th. If they don't sign on the 20th, then I'm assuming they're not signing with us until the next one. But we're going to be looking for new players too.
Would you want to see a system where guys could sign whenever they want, or do you think that would be kind of too crazy?
I'm worried about Virginia right now. We've talked enough, to be honest with you. I mean, right now, it doesn't, Virginia's really on my mind, and
That just sort of came.
recruiting. I know it did. I know it. We
Next
could go.
week's
We could go on.
fine.
We could go on forever
We
here.
got an
But
off week next week, so.
yeah, you guys can ask me.
We have
next
a
week.
final question? or
Yeah, I just
something?
want, obviously some on-field areas you're not happy enough with how they progress. Are you happy enough with how the team leadership has grown in terms of players replacing all those guys who, as you always say, used to sit in the front row of the room?
Yeah, when you compare our leadership this year compared to last year, the fewer seniors you have, the lesser it's going to be. So, are you happy with it? No, I don't think we have, the best group of leaders on our football team because we don't have as many. I mean, it's just not as many when you talk to business. We had more, guys that weren't captains that were big time leaders a year ago, and some are coming up and appearing as the season goes on, and we're still developing them. We had a meeting in here this morning with our leadership council, so I think it gets better, but never where you want it to be. I think when the more leaders and seniors you have running your team, it's their football team. I truly believe that. I mean, they can, coaches can talk, but it's their football team, and the more you have, the better you are.
Plus, you had some bad injury luck for two of your captains too,
Yeah.
which I guess doesn't.
Some of your, two of your captains, and you look at George Ashton. That guy's a leader. Whether he's a captain or not, that guy leads the offense. That guy's an emotional leader. He's one of the most intense guys you have on the field. So there's, Trey Tipton again, another guy that's a natural leader. The guy leads. The guy's one of our leaders now. We took him last week. We took 69 guys to Duke, and we took guys that don't play because they have an effect on the team, and they have great attitude, and they're leaders, and so leadership's important. And we got a lot of young guys that aren't playing that are leaders too.
How was
Final
Motley,
one?
Did he
Last
say
one.
last question? Go ahead.
how was Motley progressed this week?
He's had a great week. So he's got to have a great Saturday. That's what matters. All right.